Lady Be Free here from Smooth Jazz Predictions. We're going to rock with Gemini for their March 2020 love read. This read is a general, so if it doesn't resonate, we don't have to fight or bite. You are one from millions. 18 and plus is what I would ask my audience to be here. This read can be reversed and is also timeless. Gemini, step in the place to be with me, will ya? Just for a few minutes. I was called myself doing a love read for you, but something strange was happening as I was rumbling through your cards here, okay? Now, a few days ago, I did a read on Gemini, and I was explaining to the brothers and sisters and to all up under the sound of my voice that 2020 is the year of karma. Whatever good that you have rendered will be upon you this year. And also whatever evil you had rendered to someone or what have you, it will be coming back to you also, okay? But as I was laying out your cards, Gemini, and this here is especially for the female Geminis. Now back to what I was saying. On the Gemini read, the Spirit had showed us that there were folks that were sorry for what they had done to some of you in a previous relationship, okay? Well, the energy of the sorry and the apologetic person that wants to come through is coming through very strong. Now, before I get to the message, because their message coming to some of you Gemini sisters is strong, and we're going to read that, but let me pinch you to see and to show you if there is growth that need to be still applied, if any growth have happened, or where growth needs to be enhanced still, okay? Now check this out. The person that's punching me and punching me and punching me is a male. I can feel him strong, okay? Concerning a handful of you Gemini sisters out there. Keeping in mind that this read can be reversed. It also could be some sisters trying to get through a message to a Gemini brother, okay? Or it could be a Gemini trying to get through to a cross watcher. But for you sisters, pay attention, and for all others, fill in the blanks to where it needs to be applied or where you know is resonating with you. Let's move, okay? Twice times here, strongly, Geminis, it is showing that someone is trying to communicate with you. Someone is trying to message you real strong. It's showing that for some of you Gemini sisters, you was involved. Some of you were married, legally married to this man. Okay? This man here was extremely sneaky, always played around, loved it to be on the go, really not going anywhere, but always had a habit of staying in the fish market, okay? Now, he owns the fish market, and that's some of you, Gemini. But he always have a habit of going to someone else's cat, okay? This man likes a lot of sex here. Or he had liked it a lot of sex, Sister Gemini, and it wasn't always with you, okay? Now this could have already been happening. This could have already happened for some of you Gemini sisters, or some of you Geminis could be going through this right now, okay? All right, but check this out now. There's a sister Gemini there. You feel all up in your knowings that cornbread ain't being on the up and ups. You know, he's doing stuff like coming home 3 hours after he done clocked out. But when he gets to you and when you ask him where he's been, he did 3 hours worth of overtime. You know, he had to help mama out. And he had to go to his brother's house and, you know, help get up under the hood because the transmission and the motor was acting up, you know. He had went down with the fellas. He went over there, y'all, at 3:30 in the afternoon, but somehow he come wallowing his funky ass back in the house at 5:30 in the morning. Okay, you know, those type of games. He got 3 or 4 other children from his previous. And I'm sorry, sisters, for some of you, you can relate to this, and I'm going to say it. He ain't never did nothing for those children before. But all of a sudden, he seen the kids, okay? Now, for the last 55 years, sister, you had to prompt them. You had to trump them. You had to talk to them. You had to get up on them. You had to, you know, show him all the reason in the world and all the importance in the world with his sorry ass there. Why it's important to take care of his kids. He didn't seem like he couldn't understand your English or any language that you spoke at the time on how right it is to be a father for his children. He went on deaf ear before, but all of a sudden, he sees what you're talking about. And now he want to go check on the kids, okay? He's supposed to have been checking on the kids, but the baby mama still calling you new wifey or new girlfriend about when the child support check is going to come in. He's checking on the kids, but the ex-wife and his ex-baby mama still calling you on when will there be aid on the children's school clothes, or any aid at all on a, you know, soccer equipment. They need gym clothes or football equipment there. You know what I'm saying? They need some provision. And he had never done it before. Okay? It was so bad, like I said, the wife, the ex-wife, or the ex-baby mama had to put child support on them. Because not all sisters want to put child support on their baby father. I feel like it's unnecessary, sisters. If that brother doing his thing, let him do his thing. You ain't got to do all that. If that man is taking care of that child, you don't got to do that. He's doing his job. Let well enough be alone. Don't get mad, sister, just because he don't want you. All right? Because we know half of that and most of that is what that's all about. He don't want you there, and he done moved on. So now it turns into, I'll call child support there. Stop it. And you know that man do for his kids and some. All right. Let's move on and let's get back to this right here. Yeah, sister, now all of a sudden, you know, he's taking care of the kids. You know, like I said, after 55 years they've been walking on this earth, he had an urge to go see him. You know, after the diapers has been, bought, and they don't need diapers no more, and infant milk or whatever, all the hard work in the beginning is done. So now he want to show his funky ass back up. Okay? But anyhow, sister, this man is lying, okay, about his excuses. That's what I'm trying to say. He did all this here to you. Lie after lie after lie. Sometimes coming in smelling like another woman's perfume. Sometimes coming in back to the home, looking all roughed up, hair out of place, clothes is a little wrinkled. Like I said, smelling like a woman's perfume. Or sometimes hurrying up, getting on there, and hi baby, hi sweetheart, and then go right on up into the shower, okay? But when he passed by you, that's right. I'm going to say it because this is reality, and this is what I'm feeling, and this is what the spirit is showing me in my soul. Sometimes, yeah, it smelled a little bit like the fish market there. Okay? When y'all hear me talk about the fish market, that's not to say a woman is smelly, like the brothers want to say that we are. Fuck you. Okay? Because some brothers are just immature. You know how it is when they get upset with us. Some of y'all may have dealt with this, Sister Gemini. That's probably why I'm bringing it up. So that way the spirit can show you that, hey, I'm speaking on your story. You know how it is. Now, this ain't the case. Sometimes it is the case there, sisters. Clean that shit up. And then sometimes it ain't the case. But, whether it be white, black, Puerto Rican, yellow, green, Chinese, Asian, and Yosian, or whatever the man might be. You know how it is when we break up with them sometimes. And the first thing they want to say, with your funky self, I ain't like you anyway, with your old funky. And nigga, I wasn't funky when you was dealing with it. Now I'm all funky and ugly and fat and out of shape and nappy head now that I don't want you no more, right? Our brothers is a trip, y'all. They something else at times. But let's move on, Sister Gemini. But anyway, it's showing the condition for some of you, Sister Geminis, that how this man will leave you so lonely, okay? So heartbroken, all right? Having to go over there to family member's house and to pour out your eyes. Yeah, stay crying. He kept you super emotionally screwed up here. Some of you sisters, just recently, for the ones that have not departed from this person yet, you have caught him in the act with the former baby mama. But here's the thing. When you pulled up on him, the baby mama in him was there, but the children was not. Okay? All right. So now, was he taking care of the kids? Or was he out there making more kids? Okay? All right. And for you Geminis that's still dealing with this is not proper. Neither is it healthy. I would even advise, because it's unhealthy. This is the type of stuff that kills by way of heartbrokenness. Okay? It's not healthy. It's not psychological reasonable to be here like this. Okay? And I'm not a doctor. I just have common sense. And whatever healthy common sense I have, I got to use it, right? All right. And you do too. Okay. So there is emotional abuse for those Geminis that have not left yet. Okay? Yeah, you done caught this man with someone else. Some of them you done caught with another man. Okay? Because, like I said, he's sneaky there and very devilish there. Very sneaky. And he wants what he wants when he wants it. He can have a little bossiness there to him too. And some of you Gemini sisters that have not left this situation yet, it's only going to get worse. And mama, you only going to become more bitter and angry, because it's done got to that angry side now. Okay? For some of you Gemini sisters. moving on. Now here's the message that these men want me to say to some of you Gemini sisters, that they have regret on leaving. They are very sorry for leaving you. Okay? This is the energy that I am picking up. The first thing that I'm seeing here, most of them is saying that they are sorry that they couldn't do right by you. Okay? They also want you to know, Sister Gemini, that they are still, feeling the connection of this relationship. It still affects them very heavy. Okay? They want you to also know that being apart from you had changed their life. Seem as if they hadn't been the same since you've been gone. All right? Y'all pay attention to this music. This is how tender his heart is feeling at this time. They was embarrassed of how they had treated you, so this is why they had stayed away. The Spirit is also letting me know that they also stayed away and kept you from seeing them so they can prompt up and trump up a lie to have you to be having in your head this illusion that they're doing so well. You would have never known because you never seen them in a while. But we in the Spirit, we see them and we see him. And again, the Spirit is saying, is a lie there. He was shooting bad all that time and didn't even like that woman or didn't even like that man. Okay? The Spirit is showing that he felt that you were his angel. Okay? And he realized this after being through what he been through from your absence. He also wants you to know, Sister Gemini, to not feel bad that it wasn't you, that it was him, okay? He also realized the lies that he'd been telling you. And he also realized now the liar that he had always been. And he also wants you to know, Sister Gemini, that he sees the liar that you had spoke of when you two was together. He wants you to know that you inspire him, okay? He also wants me to know that you always did, but he was too ego-lies to let you know these things. He wants you to know he been with a few since you, but no other compare to you. This is what he's learned. He also wants you to know that if he knew what he know now, he wouldn't have never had went to the other side. But he also wants you to know that that was learning grounds for him and how he's thankful now for that journey because it taught him to see you for who you are for him. He don't feel the same. He feel dragged out, okay? He feel damaged. And he just not feeling the same without you because you are his better half, his other half, and his everything. He's feeling just down. He's always thinking about you. He wants you to know that, Gemini. And as of lately, he's been thinking about you very heavy. He felt that back then you guys was different, but who was different was him and his behaviors towards the relationship. He realized now that he screwed up and he won another chance. He also wants you to know that he still loves you and that with you, he's a better person. He realized these things now, okay? And he also is asking that if he was to come back or if he was to show himself, would you forgive him? Gemini sisters, this is your word for March Love 2020, okay? This is your love read for March, okay? And that was your message from your other half, okay? Blessings with much love at it.